Here are 10 things you need to know if you're considering a move to Nashville, Tennessee. So you're thinking about moving to Nashville, Tennessee or nearby Franklin, Tennessee. There's a lot to take in about this beautiful city. A lot of things you're gonna love and a few things you're not gonna love. But there are definitely a number of things that you need to know before you hop in the car and decide this is going to be your new zip code. I'm Lorene Hetherington with hetheringtonteam.com and Parks Realty. I'm fortunate enough to lead a team of really dynamite luxury agents, and our job is to basically help you find a house, get a fresh start, and live your best life yet here in Nashville, Tennessee. If you're just joining us, we can't thank you enough for spending a couple of minutes with us. This is a real estate channel designed to tell you all things about buying and selling a home here in Nashville and what it's like to live and work in this amazing city. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss fresh content every single week. So let's get started. 10 things you need to know about moving to Nashville, Tennessee. The number one thing, get on waiting lists right now. I swear, if you know you're pregnant, you want to start getting on waiting lists right now here in Nashville, Tennessee for daycare, to get basically all the things that you need to do for preschool. You want to get ahead of these things right now because the waiting lists are very long. Keep in mind, here in Nashville, Tennessee, we have 100 people a day moving to this area, and it's 200 people a day moving to Davidson and nearby Williamson County. So we have a lot of people moving in, which means those slots in premium schools and in premium daycares, they're tough to get into. So go ahead and get on the waiting list, even if there's an outside chance that you won't move here, because you always want to have the options in front of you. Same thing goes for private schools. So that's a whole nother topic to talk to you about if you have kids in the school systems right now, wherever you're moving. Here you're going to have a choice between some really great public schools and some really great private schools. Private schools here do have waiting lists already established. So it's very tough to get into those top private schools. If you want to call me, we can have a in-depth discussion as far as like what are the top picks that you might want to be looking at and go into that. But regardless, get on waiting lists right now. Number two, our roads are not in square grids. We have what's called the Cumberland River, which winds its way up around the northern edge of the city. And then we have lakes that are near the Mount Juliet and Hendersonville area. So our streets and our grid systems are not set up in squares and straight lines. So that is important because wherever you're going to work will determine really where you're going to want to live or target neighborhoods. So when you get to town, you'll want to set up Google Maps or Waze, whatever system you want to use, and it will give you several different ways to get to where you're going. That's important because our street systems are not in square grids. Number three, we get a lot of tourists here in Nashville, and you have to embrace that fact. It's really fun to be in a city where people are constantly coming here to visit, but consequently, it gets touristy in certain spots. The good news is the tourists usually go to the tourist destinations, which are Broadway and downtown. So if you can just know where the tourists are and know where to go to avoid them, you're going to be so much happier. And when you do run into them, again, it's the bridesmaids that are going on tractor pulls through downtown and through Broadway. So it's crazy the amount of people that are coming here to visit, but we like our tourists and we appreciate them here in Nashville and hope that you will grow to do that too, because they do a lot to help our economy. Number four, when you come to town to do a home shopping tour, really research where your Airbnb or where your hotel is, because like buying real estate, location matters. We've had a huge kind of shakeup in the Airbnb world the last 2 years here in Nashville, and where that Airbnb may be located is, unbeknownst to you, right near a bar or a nightclub or on a very busy street. So if you're coming here to do something that's really important, like go find a house, you're going to want something that's in more of a quiet, offbeat street, not right by a noisy, loud bar that's going to be blowing and going at 2 a.m. in the morning. So research where you're staying before you hit the reserve button. Number five, bring your washer, dryer, and your refrigerator with you. Every state's different as far as what sellers leave behind, but here in Nashville, what we find is a lot of sellers take their washer, dryer, and their refrigerator with them. So during COVID, we had a really hard time with supply chains and getting washers and dryers and refrigerators to your house, but it can still take a couple of weeks. So if you can, bring your washer, dryer, and refrigerator with you when you move to town. Things that you don't need to buy or don't need to have and bring with you are anything snow related, because we don't get a lot of snow here, so it's just going to clutter up your garage. So leave your snow blowers where you found them. Number 6, get used to not honking at people when they don't go right when the light changes. We do not honk at people here. It's a Southern thing, and if you do, we're going to immediately think that you're from New York or some other big city where honking is just more prevalent. So get used to not honking and just going at a little bit slower pace, because that's Nashville. Number 7, the cost of living here in the Nashville area is below the national average. So that's fantastic. A lot of things cost less here in Nashville, but housing is not one of them. Housing here is actually pretty expensive compared to housing around the country. So again, I think people sometimes get sticker shock when they move to Nashville because they think they're going to get this McMansion for $1 million. And what they're going to find is they're going to need to spend double that. So we're going to have to figure out what your budget is and then where the best place to place you, where you're going to love, because our housing here is expensive. We do have a lot of things that are a lot less when it comes to that house, like our property taxes are way less than most parts of the country. So it does even things out, but don't expect to steal a house here because it's not going to happen. Number 8, you are going to have to get out there to find your people. We have so many people moving here from all over the United States, and that's great because people are friendly and they want to make new friends and get that fresh start as well. But I find that here in Nashville, what so many of my clients tell me is that the startup is a lot quicker and a lot easier if you get out there. So go find a church that you love, or go church hop and till you find your community. Get involved in tennis, pickleball, athletics, get your kids into the sports. So you're out there integrating with the public so you can find your people, but you're not going to start that fresh start unless you make an effort to get out there. Number 9, we love our dogs here. So if you've got a golden doodle, German shepherd, golden retriever, whatever it is, bring it on, because you're going to be at home here. Lots of people have dogs. We have lots of parks, all kinds of places where you can take your dog and meet new people. But that con of that, though, is that it's really tough to find a new vet. So before you move and wheels up to come here to Nashville, go ahead and go to the vet and get all of your shots taken care of and your yearly vet trip, and then get all the records in a PDF and bring them with you, because it's very hard to get into a vet without at least a month wait. Number 10, there are often wait lists for doctors or people in the medical field. So again, what you want to do before you move is go ahead and knock out that mammogram, annual physical, whatever it is, sports physical for the kids, whatever you need to get it done before you move here, because it takes a while to get in queue for a new doctor. It's just the way it is because so many people are moving here. So there you have it, 10 things you need to know before deciding to move to Nashville, Tennessee. We hope that you got a little bit of information here to help make that move smoother. We lead a real estate team that helps people move in and out of Nashville all day long. And we would love the opportunity, if you have any questions, to just text us or call us, and we're happy to help you in any way that we can. If you know someone that's moving to town, definitely put us on the short list, and we'd love the opportunity to see if we can help you buy a house, get a fresh start, and live your best life yet. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.